we will answer a question that could completely change the way you think about your career. What happens to your job when artificial intelligence becomes better, faster, and cheaper than some of the things you were trained to do? We'll look at the jobs already being transformed by AI, the opportunities it's creating, and what all of this means to Nigerian students, graduates, and young professionals trying to build careers in an increasingly competitive world. But we're not stopping at the fear. We want to know what you can actually do with this technology. What skills should you be building? What careers should you be paying attention to? Can AI help a young Nigerian compete for international opportunities? And ultimately, is AI a threat to the Naija job market, or could it actually be our ticket out? This is the episode 2 of the Tech and Jobs podcast, powered by Bridges Initiative and brought to you by Campus Bridge. I am Amina Hassan, the main voice, and today we're moving from the conversation we had in episode 1. Mr. Kodri Omoloju is an IT and cybersecurity professional based in the United Kingdom. With a growing specialty in artificial intelligence, he is the founder of the Ruth Arces Network, focused on accessible cybersecurity awareness and digital skills training. And behind innovations, including Citruck, a family cybersecurity board game, co-founder of Afri Cybercore and Afri AgroCore, where technology is being developed for African realities, including AI-powered crop disease and pest detection. He holds a computer science degree from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, alongside professional certifications across IT, cybersecurity, and AI from organizations including Google, Microsoft, IBM, and CrowdStrike. He currently works as an IT and cybersecurity manager in the UK, managing infrastructure and cybersecurity across multiple regions and countries. He's also actively involved in cybersecurity education, including as an educator with the ISC2 Center for Cyber Safety and Education, an ISC2 exam developer, and a mentor with 3MTT Nigeria. Mr. Kadri, welcome to the Tech and Jobs podcast. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling happy, feeling alive because like this is a good discussion I would be happy to pertain in. Because I've had so many conversations with young Nigerians, young people from across the world concerning the AI. So it's I'm happy to share a bit of my knowledge and expertise.
Let's start with the question sitting at the center of this entire conversation. When you look at the future of work today, how worried should Nigerian people, or should I say young people, be about artificial intelligence?
I would say being worried, it's a big word itself. So everyone has to be worried. Like, but it depends on what you're worried about. Like, are you worried about the positive or the negative? For example, in terms of AI, are you worried that AI is going to take your job, or are you worried that you're not learning enough to understand AI? So I think that should be the
Exactly.
question. So depending on how you think you should be facing the worry, it's what would matter. So if you're worried about what's going on, how am I learning, am I catching up with AI, then that's a good worry. But if you're worried that AI is going to take my job, I'm not going to have a new job, then that's the wrong set of worry.
Okay, what if my worry is AI is going to take away my job?
It's the wrong one, to be honest, because like in the history of humans, during the eras of different technology, and to me, the greatest technology that human has invented is the internet, and which is because it's created every innovation that human being has had ever since, and it speeds up everything. Even though maybe AI might be able to overcome it in the next few years, and when the internet came to, everyone was scared. It's going to take some people's job. It's going to do this. It's going to do that, but we've noticed that even though they've been people were skeptical about the technology when it arrived, the result has shown that it's not taking anybody's job. It's only improving humanity, improving our speed at which we innovate and all of that. And that will be the same thing for AI. So definitely, if you're worrying about AI is taking your job, then you're going through the wrong set of worries. Your worry should be like, how do I understand this? How do I know this? How do I implement this? How do I build with this? And that's the next worry should be that should be on every youth across the world.
If my worry right now, let's now transition into being worried about how do I incorporate AI into my daily work. If I'm worried about that, what is the first thing you will say to me?
I would say learn because, like, the truth is that in every technology you have to learn. You know, one thing that comes with new technology brings that kind of neutral ground. It means that there are no really experts right now. The only expert we've got in AI, those who are already working with Google, Microsoft, OpenAI, and all of these big organizations. Every one of us are just trying to learn to come into the field. So, which means that there's like a level playing ground for everyone across the world to learn. So, what I would give that the advice I would give is that learn, just start learning this. And when I mean learning, it's not just about getting the certification, doing some courses, but implementing and building stuff. So that would be the advice I would tell anyone. Start learning, start with the fundamentals and build on that.
I'm so pleased we have you as a cybersecurity on this podcast. I was watching, it was a short reel on Facebook. I think it was a conference. And this particular cybersecurity was talking about not putting all of your information into AI, that it can easily be retrieved by someone else. Okay, for example, we put Campus Bridge rather as a company telling it about, okay, I want you to structure it this way, that way, that way, and of course, get me the complete concept note of Campus Bridge. If someone else at their end wants to know about Campus Bridge, it's just a simple type into AI, and everything about what I have deposited into AI will come out. Why I'm asking this question is, we're talking about AI a threat or a ticket out. Let's say we have put everything about Campus Breach on internet, and someone else can easily retrieve my business plan, everything I have about my business, and maybe just make use of it. Might change the name though, yes. So, what do you say in a situation like this? Because AI right now is looking like a threat. Even I know how to use it. I put all of my information into it, and someone at their end is retrieving all of my information. First of all, I want to ask, is this true? And secondly, why is AI that is supposed to be a ticket out because I have learned how to use AI now becoming a threat since someone else can get my information?
That's a good question, and it's a very broad. It needs a broad answer. So the first thing is that I'll start from cybersecurity itself. Cybersecurity is non-existent with many people. And when I mean non-existent, it means people don't have that basic knowledge. And that's one of the reasons why I started the Root Access Network. That's why I'm building all other different opportunities or ways for people to learn cybersecurity fundamentals. Because cybersecurity is not like a technical knowledge. It's a knowledge for everyone. Why did I say knowledge for everyone? Even though there are so much levels in cybersecurity that, okay, this aspect of cybersecurity is for those who are like technical or professional. And then this part of cybersecurity are for the masses. When I mean it's for everyone. Every one of us use the internet. Every one of us use a banking app. Every one of us do something online. We have our data store online. So do we know the basic way of protecting it? No. And when we don't know that, when we are lacking in these fundamentals of cybersecurity, it means we're going to be lacking in AI. Because let me tell you the example you just gave now. You said you're inputting your stuff into AI. Yes, if you're inputting your stuff into AI, someone else can have access to it. That's the truth. And this is why, like, that cybersecurity fundamental would have taught you that there are some things you should never input in AI. And these are things that we call PII. So you could input maybe some basic stuff, try to get ideas, but inputting your name, your address, information that kind of specify you, or maybe information that is kind of specifying your organization or company you work for, that is wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. Which is why I tell people before you use AI tools, first you need to learn your cybersecurity fundamentals. If you don't have that, then it's going to be a threat for you. And when I mean threat, it's not going to be a threat to the whole world. It will be a threat particularly to you because what it means is that you don't have the basic knowledge to use an AI tool. So, which is why I say cybersecurity, AI, they work along with each other. Without having the basic of cybersecurity, then going into an AI tool is very dangerous because you need to learn what you shouldn't put. I saw some tweets, some LinkedIn posts few weeks back, and someone was integrating an AI tool, Claude, into their email. So what they are doing is that they're exposing everything in their emails, which might contain clients' data, client information, to the AI too. And like I said, AI is general because what does AI do? AI is not magical. It's learning from data sets. So every data that you put into it is being learned, and everyone across the world can have access to it. Even though the bit of data cleansing that happens behind the scene, where like the AI companies are trying to make sure to anonymize those data so it doesn't specify a particular person. But what it means is that every idea, every information that is very important to your business or yourself is put into AI, then it can be accessed by anyone. And when even aside from access by anyone, in recent time we've been hearing about hacks from bad actors on these AI tools. For example, OpenAI was attacked by cyber actors like few weeks back, and the same thing with Claude. So it means that when those attack happens, these bad actors can have access to all the data set that have been used to train this AI, which include whatever data you've input there. So the first thing you need to ask yourself when you're using AI tool, this thing I'm putting in there, if someone get access to it, would it be a problem for me? If it's, the answer is no, then go ahead. But if the answer is yes, then don't go ahead. So that's how I see. So everyone needs to learn cybersecurity. Then once you understand your basic cybersecurity, then now you can use AI too. So you just don't jump into AI too because everyone is jumping. Because if not, you can end up putting yourself in a potential problem that you wouldn't be able to resolve. I hope I've been able to answer your question that way.
There is no better person that would have answered this, of course. Thank you so much, Mr. Kadri. Now, moving on, we want to look at the AI and the Nigerian job market now, where we bring the conversation home to Nigerian students and graduates. So, Nigeria already has a competitive job market with many graduates searching for opportunities. How do you think AI will affect employment opportunities for young Nigerians?
I would say, to be honest, it would be a positive to the Nigerian youth. Like I said, one thing about technology is that when new technology comes in, till the field is leveled. It means that there's opportunity for everyone. So now the people who now make gain from this new technology is those who learn and get ahead of their peers across the world, across different sectors. So what it means for a Nigerian youth is that it's not just going to automatically become a job opportunity for you, but it would become an opportunity for you when you're able to understand the technology itself, implement the technology itself, and build with the technology itself. So it has these three things that has to go in place. So if none of them is missing, then it wouldn't be. But if you can get that right, trust me, it will be competitive. Because like I said, there's so many roles, so many things going on in the AI, and no one knows. There's no expert in it. So it means it's a level open ground for Nigerians. And now if Nigerians can get into it, or then it is going to give them an advantage over the rest of the youth across the world.
Well, now I want to talk about remote works. So do you think AI will make it harder for Nigerian graduates to compete for jobs in the international scale remotely?
I'd say it's a two-way thing. So it would be and it would not be. Let me explain to why I said like remote work would be affected, not even just only for Nigerians, even for across the world. One thing we've recently been seeing across remote works, remote interviews, is that there've been something called deepfake. So deepfake is like a form of video, fake video, cloning of a video, and you're speaking to someone and you're not speaking to that exact person. So what it means is
Yeah.
that during interviews, you can be speaking to, you think you're speaking to Mr. A, but Mr. A has used a deep fake and then it's now Mr. B. So which now brings that kind of like fear that employers would not be willing to employ someone who they can't meet physically because there's no trust. The trust is missing because we don't know if this is deep fake, if this is not deep fake, which will affect remote work in general. Like I said, it's not going to be a Nigerian thing. So in the next few months, few years, why I emphasize is that even employers will be telling their workers to come in back to work. And even when interviews want to be conducted, it would have to be physical because like that trust, it's no longer there because you can actually clone a voice, you can actually clone a video, you can actually do anything with AI now. So with remote work, it's there's that disadvantage of like Nigerians not being able to get it. Then the advantage on the other side is that if you have the skill set, for example, I said AI is a level ground for everyone. There's no really expert there. The main experts have been bought and employed by Google, Microsoft, and these top AI guys. So now we need people who are able to understand AI in terms of the governance, in terms of the build, in terms of implementation. So if Nigerian youths are at the forefront, they are the expert, then the whole world doesn't have a choice. They have to come to Nigeria. They have to use this expert in AI because we don't have the AI expert. The only AI expert we have, they're based in Nigeria. So do they have a choice? No. They have to give us a job. So where Nigerians youth should be focusing on, or even African youth, is that we should be looking at how to be the best of this new technology that is out. Like I said, it's a level ground. the first set of people that gets it right, understand it well, are able to implement it, then they will come for them. And it's already been happening. There's been so many Nigerian youths who've been building some AI tools, and they have been already hijacked by the West because of what they have. Which is why I said it's not about like maybe the opportunity is not there. The opportunity is there, but you have to position yourself in a way that you are in demand. So you are being demanded for because of your skill set on the knowledge of AI. I would say every sector is is in trouble with AI. It's going to be affected, even though it might take longer in some sectors compared to some sectors. For example, the sectors I feel like it might take longer for them to get into AI thing, or it might it's one of them is construction. For construction, it's physical, like mixing of cement and all of that. But maybe who knows? They're building robots. I've been seeing some robots playing football, doing a lot of gymnastics, doing different. Even there's a robot Olympics. There's a robot fight coming on. Even they're
Okay.
talking about robot football. So like no one knows. So maybe if you have those robots, then they might get into construction, but that gives them more space. So it means that before they will get to that level, AI must have gotten to a particular level, and then they are able to use it. So one other sector again, those sectors I also feel like it might take longer before AI is able to penetrate. It's the medical sector. For example, surgeries and all of that. Even though they're working behind the scene doing a lot of stuff, but it will take long before someone will be able to trust an AI robot to operate them or do stuff. But every other general low skills, every other skills, to be honest, would be affected. And we're already seeing the effect already. There've been many layoffs in big industries like Google, Microsoft, and all of that, and Dropbox. So it's already showing off, even Amazon. So, but like I said, it's going to affect all industries, but the effect will be different. It will be different. But that's why, like, anyone who is having like a low level skills, then you need to opt it because those low level skills of every industry would be taken away. For example, software engineers now. Software engineers with learning maybe few languages, they're not very versatile with too many languages. Those guys will be replaced. Same thing if you go to cybersecurity for like detection, those who are like the low level SOC analysts, these guys, because AI can also do those detections. So low level skill sets would be so, which is why everyone needs for anyone to be safe, you need to start looking at making sure your skill set is top notch, is great, it's abnormally good, and that's the only way you say. But every industry would be affected. But the most sensitive industries would take time before AI will be able to penetrate them.
Before I move to the next question, you mentioned abnormally good. So can you break that down because a lot of us want to know how do we make our AI skill under any sector to be abnormally good? Should we not sleep at all? Should we reduce? We know we don't sleep 8 hours already, but should we reduce the 3 hours we are managing already?
No one says you shouldn't sleep. If you don't sleep, you can't be productive. So I'm a very big advocate for sleeping properly. Minimum of 6 hours to 8 hours. Because like trust me, without sleep, you can't survive. You can't think properly. And your brain can't be optimal. So with sleep, no, Nigerian youths should still sleep. Sleep well, sleep your 6 8 hours. But now, in terms of like trying to make sure like you're abnormally good. So I usually divide AI users into three sets. So we have the normal AI standard users, we have the AI super users, and we have the AI builders. So this is my own words. It's not like maybe it's some book that divided them. So this is my own way of describing how people are, like the set of people across the world. So when we talk about the AI users, these are the people who are jumping on one tool to another tool. From Claude, ChatGPT, or there's another one, Gemini. These guys are just using it for their workload. They're using it for emails, maybe summarize emails. They're using it to do like when they've composed some emails, try to refrain it or refresh it or to make it better. These are the kind of people that are like the AI typical users, and this form majority of the population of the world. Now we have the people who are called, which I called the AI super users. These AI super users, they understand the fundamentals of AI. They know how it works and they know how to implement it. So that's one of the main difference between the AI users and the AI super users. These guys can implement it and make it more of like automations, and they're able to read into their industry. Like for example, you're in the farming, you're in agriculture, you know, or can you understand AI? You're able to implement what you know about that AI into what your that industry you are. Let's say for which I give an example, AI. For example, in Africa Agroco, we've built a product called AI crop disease and pest detection. So what does this does? This is basically doing like for example, if we are to detect a disease in a farm, a farmer will have to walk to the farm, look through the leaf, and trying to see if there's any pest on it, if there's any disease. This is what we will do. Just imagine you have hectares of land. It means you miss some, and which has been one of the major cause of crop defection or ruin in Africa. Based on my own experience as being a farmer, because I used to be a farmer, a very big farmer, livestock crop farmer. So I'm kind of like I love agriculture. So based on my experience in the past, so we've built an AI disease and crop pest detection. What does this does? This right now it's on that level where you could use this with your mobile. So if you go to your farm, you take a picture of your plant or crop, and then you upload it on this platform. So once it's on this platform, it's able to tell you like this is what is wrong, this is what you should fix, this is what how you could get it all resolved, and this is done in a way that even the normal eyes, many things that would have escaped the normal eyes would be available and seen on this vision that we're using, which is AI to embedded. And the long-term plan is that it will be embedded into a drone. So it means that a farmer can sit in his house, comfort of his house, and send out a drone on his farm across his hectares. With this embedded software, it scans through your farm. The moment it scans through your farm, it's able to detect that there's this here, there's a pest here, because sometimes many of these pests they are very tiny. So you don't even see them with your naked eyes until the destruction has happened. So, but with the drones flying around, it's able to look into the farm, detect this disease, get back to you. And the way technology is even going, the plan is that the drones will able to even send another communication to another drone, which will be like the pesticide drone, and it's going to go into the farm, spray the pesticide on the farm with accuracy, which the human will never get. So this is what am I saying? I'm just explaining to you what we are talking about in terms of like a super user. So a super user should be able to implement whatever they know in AI to make improve their sector or their industry. So a teacher, for example, might be using an AI. Maybe she used it to set out, no, that's been a normal user. But now for her to move into the stage of a super user, she should be able to use it to implement whatever she's teaching in the class. That in a way that it becomes maybe automative, it becomes more interesting. Like it has to be making a progress implementation there. And now to the last set of the of this group of AI categories is the AI builders. This is not for everyone. This is for those who want to be technical, who want to understand the AI. This is you about you building something that would benefit large people, more people that people can use. For example, ChatGPT. The people who are at the back end of ChatGPT, building ChatGPT, they are AI builders. The people at the back end of Gemini, Claude, they are all AI builders. And in Nigeria, we have seen recently Nigerian youth have been waking up and doing that. There's something called YanGPT. So YanGPT now, it's like a model, a large language model, LLM, for AI. But what does it do? So LLM YanGPT has combined, is trained on the typical Nigerian language, Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo, which ChatGPT can do, Gemini can do. So what does it do? If you input like a Yoruba language or Igbo language, Hausa language, it's able to interpret or translate it and then read it back to you in English. And even the English in ChatGPT, it's Nigerian like English. It has our tonation, it has our accent. So even the Yoruba and the Hausa and Igbo is well said. So Chat, for example, if you use ChatGPT Gemini, because they're not like a Nigerian made AI model, they wouldn't be able to give you that proper translation. I don't know if you've tried it. There was a time I was trying to speak to one of my Hausa friends. So I was using ChatGPT to try and give me some Hausa. The guy was like, "Who is teaching you this rubbish? This is rubbish." I said, "Why?" He got some right. At first, when I was making the basic greetings, he was giving me right. But the moment I started giving, he just said, "Nah, who is your teacher?" I said, I didn't want to say Isaiah. I was saying, "Hey, so what happened? What
You
happened?"
need
Yeah,
to
tell me what's
collect
wrong.
your payment fee.
So this is what the situation where we have AI. So now you have those AI builder, like for example, that Yan GPT now is trained on Hausa, Nigerian Hausa. It's trained on Yoruba, Nigerian Yoruba. It's trained on Yoruba, Igbo, Nigeria Igbo. So it means that it's well experienced. So we need builders in that area. That will be. We have Nigerian Pidgin, for example. There are no AI tools that can speak Nigerian Pidgin or that can explain it or that can. So when I mean builders, so these are the kind of builders we mean, or people who will be implement. So if you have to choose where you are, so for you to be an AI user, then you don't have any leverage across the global market. But if you're either an AI super user or AI builder, then there's a big leverage for you, no matter where you are, you're in Nigeria or any African countries for the global market. So I hope I've not, I've not said too much. I'm trying to make it
That
short.
was super detailed. It was super detailed. At this point, I would say you've just convinced us. You know, they say this in debate, but I want to say it here. You have convinced us beyond reasonable doubt that we need to start living in the world of AI. And by the way, I'm putting this as a public announcement. Mr. Kadri said something about there is no AI pigeon AI yet. Please, we need to let's make money. I can speak pidgin, okay, Asabi. So let's join together. Let's come together and create an AI pidgin at this point. I want to go to the next question. What technology related career path should Nigerian students begin paying attention to today? I know you've mentioned some of them in your detailed explanation you just finished, but I want this to be like, I asked this question separately because I want the listings. We want the listings.
Okay, on that, I'll tell you, I'm not the traditional kind of person or traditional career path speaker. Yesterday, I had a webinar, and what were we talking about? I tell people, create your own role, create your own career. That's one thing AI is giving us. AI is not restricting us. In the past, like where you have engineering, mechanical engineering, civil. No, AI, you create your own career. And what did I mention to someone? I said, okay, for example, you need to look into yourself. What skill set do I have already? The moment you know that skill set you have already, now how do I combine it with AI to make it unique? So I gave an example of a teacher. So a teacher now knows how to teach, who knows how to break complicated words or sentences into simpler information that people can understand. They can become, and they understand AI, they learn AI. Now they can become an AI educator, AI trainer. So what do this set of people do? They try to break down AI to the simplest way that people can understand. So that's a skill set. So now you can become an AI educator. That's not a role that you'd see everywhere. Maybe you see it on the job board that, oh, we are looking for AI. It's not there. But you have to create it. That's why I said there's an opportunity for us to create like roles that we want. So you need to look at it. What else again do I have again? Okay, maybe I'm a news. For example, you're like a newscaster or news broadcaster. So look at it. How do I combine AI to it to make myself unique? So when you are selling yourself, you're not selling yourself as just a newscaster or radio presenter. You're selling yourself with that AI focused kind of role. So that's why I said every role. That's one thing AI is bringing. AI is like a Microsoft back in the days. Back in the days, everyone is asked to know how to use Microsoft suite, maybe Excel, maybe PowerPoint, maybe all of these tools. But now that's the same thing with AI. So AI can easily fall into any roles. So the first question you should be asking yourself is that, what do I already have? So once you know what you already have, okay, now let me learn AI and be able to improve that. Then you form that role yourself. AI something something, AI educator, AI prompt engineers, AI this, AI that. So you just have to just look at what you have. So it's not, I wouldn't state, oh yeah, become this AI engineer, LLM engineer. Nah, those are like the ones that are there and the competition is there. But you can actually create it. For example, one of the roles that you can also create for yourself. There've been so many frameworks like cybersecurity frameworks about AI. One of them was released like 2 weeks ago in Europe. So the EU released one, which is just about like making sure that every content that is created with AI, it has to have a sign or a logo that detects it that this is created with AI. So depending on the effort AI input into that content, then it will show. So like if the whole content is created with AI, you have to signify it. They have different symbols for that. So you have to put that symbol on that content. So if it's partially created with AI, there's a specific symbol for that. Then if it's just edited with AI, then you also have to put it. So now when this framework came out, my organization was confused. And why were they confused? Because it's a new governance framework. It's just been released because of AI. And now they had to call me and my manager and they were like, okay, how do you interpret this? And we, for the next past 2 weeks now that it's been released, we've been sitting down to understand the framework itself and look at how we can implement it and use it and create policy for our organization. And this is one role that can come out. So you can be an AI translator or AI interpreter. So what it means is that when these new rules, Nigeria doesn't have an a proper AI rule yet. So there will be at one point Nigeria will create some framework or governance against AI. So now organizations will need someone who can interpret it, who can implement it. So you can call yourself an AI governance implementer, an AI framework interpreter. Like that's why I say like for me, I wouldn't mention this is this role. Create your role. Look at what you know good, what you're good in. What skill set do I have now? Now, if I implement AI to it, how does it improve? So that's the focus. So I wouldn't mention any job. Just like follow this step that I've mentioned. Look at what you can do. Look at how you've had AI, and then you create that role for yourself. And many of these roles, organizations don't even know they will need it. But now you are thinking ahead. You're already looking at it. For example, the one I mentioned, Nigeria doesn't have any AI rules yet or regulation yet. The moment they have it, organization needs someone who's an expert. But you now, you're already thinking ahead. You're starting to learn it, understand those regulations, and know how to interpret it and be able to implement. So that's a role you've created for you. The moment it comes out, you just go for it. And that's with no competition.
Moving from the problem to practical solutions. For a Nigerian student listening today who is worried about AI affecting their future career, what should I start doing if they're worried about AI affecting their future career? Because most of our audience we are having now are students in university, and some are recent graduates who don't have a career path yet or have not been employed yet.
Okay, on that, I would say my perspective of life and the way the world is going, it's that people will pay any amount for problem solvers. So, and one of the challenge Africa, Nigeria as a whole, is Nigeria and Africa as a whole is facing is that we are not problem solvers. Majority of us, we are just like, oh, we won't just get employed, we want to get employed. But our European, our American counterpart, they're different. They're always thinking of problem and solution. That's how they think. So if you're someone who is a problem thinker, a solution solver, then you wouldn't even be bothered about like, oh, I'm going to finish school. Where am I going to work? Where am I going? Because you're looking at problem. Problems are unlimited. They can't be finished. The world will be filled with problems. So, and the only people that gets rewarded are the people who are solution solvers. So you have to look. So as a Nigerian, you forget about AI is coming or no. Like that mentality you should have. It's for you to be. What problem is there? Okay, I've realized this is the problem. Now, how do I resolve this? Then you bring in the solution. So if you have that mentality, there's no way that you would not succeed. There's no way you'll be scared of competition because the problem is there and you are solving it. So and there will always be problems and there will always be solutions. So for the Nigerian youth, don't be bothered about AI too, or I'm just finishing university. I don't know. Start thinking from maybe your 100 level or first year. Start thinking what problem is there around. It can be in the university environment. Okay, how do I fix it? And now with AI now, how do I fix it with AI? What can be done? There's something one of my mentees is building. Is a 200 level student, mechanical engineering even in UI. And what is he building? So he's building something called Nutri. I can't remember the full name. Nutri something. That's the name. But what does that does? He knows that an average Nigerian has limited fund in terms of feeding. And because he has limited for maybe you send 30K or maybe 50K per month by your parent, and this is what you have to feed on. And due to that, the average Nigerian is not able to have nutritional diet because he's trying to reduce the money. He has to make sure. So he's not able to properly plan. So there are three people on the team. There's a girl who is into the health sector. She's also like 200 level. There's the mechanical guy who is the web developer, is building the app, software engineer itself. And then there's this AI guy who's backing up with data. So what would this is still being built? And I think they've won a grant of about 1 million recently. So what they are trying to do is that they're trying to make sure that there's an app. So an average Nigerian now, okay, I have 500 naira per day to eat. And now they would have collected your data like your age, your sex, your every other data, your weight, everything what you're trying to get. So with your 500 now, and it will be based on your campus. So let's say you're in UI or you're in OAU or you're in AB user area. So they know they have every food vendor uploaded on that platform. So now you have 500 naira, and now you want to get like protein, you want to get carbohydrate, you want to make sure you have a balanced diet now. Based on all this information, it's going to provide you with like a suitable or a personalized kind of advice or recommendation that okay, eat rice, 100 naira, you buy beans this, and you can get it from this social vendor. So at the end of the day, you're sure that what amount you're spending based on your budget, and you are also meeting your nutritional deficiency. So look at that. That's a brilliant idea. Like they're still 200 level. And the truth is that it's a problem Nigeria students face. Now they have to drink Gary. Some of them, it's not because the reason why they are drinking Gary is not because that they don't have money. They have money, but they've misused it. So they probably spend maybe one time they were eating suyas, eating chicken. Then at that point now they are broke. They don't have money again. But just imagine there's an app that the moment you enter, you get into the university and you're in school, you have 50K. You've input your 50K into it. You've spoken about what do you plan to do? Like what are your core ingredients, like protein, nutrient, vitamins, and all of that. And it has divided your money for you. Okay, your 50K. That means you have to spend 1.5 per day. So that 1.5 per day, in order to meet your nutritional values, you have to do this. You have to buy one egg. Yeah. So it breaks it down for you. So you know how to plan. So if you now go over again, then that's your own problem because you've seen something giving you a recommendation and advice, but you now decide, no, I want to go and do, I want to go for a restaurant or I want to go some place that is above my
Something
budget.
for shawarma today. Let me just, if I
Exactly.
die, I die. If I perish, I perish.
And then maybe even the app, the way the app will be built, it might be that, okay, you want shawarma. Okay, instead of going to buy shawarma, this is an alternative to you buying shawarma. Make it by yourself. Get this from here. Get this from here. So the app is going to be like, so it's like a nutritional planner or food planner for Nigerian students based on your budget. So it's a solution, it's a problem, and it's bringing out a solution. So just think about that's why I say, like, to me, the word rewards people who are solution solvers. So the average Nigerian student or the Nigerian student should just think, what's the problem that is occurring now? How can I use AI to solve it? And then you're free. You've gotten everything all set up, and you don't have to worry about competition.
Wonderful. I'm feeling like being your mentee right now because these ideas are just too packed. We want to know. Apart from, okay, Amina is done learning AI knowledge. I know about cybersecurity. I know how AI operates and everything. What's other skills do you think I should have so I wouldn't maybe be kicked out of the workplace?
Even though some people might agree with me, some people might not agree with me, but for me, critical thinking is a soft skill. And critical thinking allows you, because I don't believe that there's no one who can't think about problems. It's not. I think we're just overthinking. There was someone I did. Okay, there was one of my mentees too. So she was like, "Oh, LinkedIn is difficult to be consistent on LinkedIn because I don't have content idea. I can't do this. I don't know how to keep up." And I told her, like, your life itself is content. You're just overthinking it. And after taking my advice in recent time, the past 3 months now, she's been very active and she's been making content from her life. So that's why I say sometimes we overthink something that is close to us. So every one of us can be a problem solver. But the problem is that it's the way we look at it that, oh, I can't do that, I can't do that. Because there's something you know very well. For example, now in this issue of podcasting, radio presentation, and all, there's something you know. And there's something that you and your colleague would have complained about that this is an issue, is an issue. You've had it several times. So that's an issue. That's clear. You don't need to sit down and start thinking. There's something that happens every day that people are complaining about. Why is this like this? Why is this like this? That's a problem. Now, how do you implement AI to it? So one thing that I'll mention, the first one is critical thinking. Once you have that one in place, because with critical thinking, it means that you can bring out problem, you can bring out solutions. And then once you have that clear, the next thing is communication. So communication is also very important. That's one thing I don't feel like AI will be able to replace, because there's no way. Because with communication comes with empathy, it comes with emotions, and then like some kind of emotion that AI would never be able to replicate. So I think communication embedded with like our human emotion, that would be like a strong point that keeps AI away from any job. So any job that has to do with like those kind of strong emotions, strong communication, strong decision making, then AI will never be able to take over that. So I'd say for someone in Nigeria who knows about AI, then I'll say try and add these soft skills, critical thinking, communication, proper communication with emotion. Because like I said, it's not just communication. Some people can communicate without the emotion, but making sure like your communication can convey emotions. It means that AI can never do that. So then also then decision making. Those are because AI cannot make decision. Not that I can't make decision. I make decision based on data. But with an human, we are making decision based on current what is going on, the environment, and all of that. So which AI would never be able to emulate. For example, now the moment you're cold, some people have goosebumps. It start coming out. That's like a response to the environment. AI can't do that. Based on that, now you're now using a duvet or you're trying to get a jacket. AI can't get those. So that's why I say like decision making, communications with emotion, and then critical thinking. I feel like it will be so difficult for AI to replicate that, because like I can't say it's impossible because we don't know where the technology is going. Because right now in the AI environment, we are still very low at the AI, because AI is divided into three. And we haven't even gotten to the second way. So we have the artificial intelligence, which we're currently using now. But recently, there've been news about like there's a new one which is far better, but has not been spread across to everyone. It's called AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. And this is like crazy. If you need to read on it, if you want to explain on it, that would be another different class. But if you want to check on it, just search artificial general intelligence. That's far powerful. That's almost as far as what humans could do. And now the future now has something else again. So you think, this artificial general intelligence with what they are saying it could do, it should be the end. No, there's something called ASI again, artificial super intelligence. That so so which is why I wouldn't say like it's impossible that these emotions, communication that I'm talking about cannot be replicated. But it will take a long time. But these humans, we are working on they're working on a lot of things there. But the effect of it, no one knows. No one knows. But for anyone who's eager to learn more about AI, go search artificial general intelligence, go search artificial super intelligence, and you see the future of AI, and that would prepare you to be able to know, like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to understand AI to be able to benefit and be among those who will be at the top front for AI.
Talking about preparing us for the future of AI, am very sure we want to have more information about AGI and ASI. Even if we read, of course, they say nothing beats a Jetly holiday. So nothing beats an explanation from an expert. So we'd love to have you on another episode to tell us more about this. But before that, we want to go to your perspective and your final insight. What is one misconception young Nigerians have about AI and employment?
I would say everyone feels like AI is going to take their job. That's a misconception, very big misconception. And also, everyone feel like the misconception again is that being able to use ChatGPT, Claude to just type to create content, that's like the peak of AI because you see many LinkedIn posts that I've seen because I'm very strong on LinkedIn. I'm very active on it, and I see what's going on. I see many people, oh yeah, I can do this. They start talking about they could use AI to edit their emails, how to use AI to do this. So that's a big misconception. And also another misconception with AI is also that everyone feels that they're a software engineer. That's also a big misconception. You see many people creating without knowledge of software engineering at all, no basic, no foundation, and they are creating softwares and they feel like, oh yes, I've created a software that can work. No, you've not created any software. That software is prone to so many vulnerabilities and attacks. So you need to get someone. That's a concept misconception, and it's not even fixed to Nigerians itself. It's fixed to it's fixed. It's gone across the world because you see many people building softwares. Like one of the crazy things I've seen about AI that kinds of just makes me feel like this is going. The world is the result of this would be bad. In the sense that everyone is producing or building something, they are building product, they are building software, they are building applications, and without knowledge of it. So they just feel like with AI, they're just gonna use vibe coding and they just code it out and then build some softwares that people's data will go in. So from a cyber security perspective, that's going to be a big problem. It's going to be a challenge. It's I don't even know. It's like a bomb that is being that is going about to detonate, and it's just doing pum pum pum. That's how I see it. So that's one of the misconceptions because you can write code, you've turned yourself to a software engineer or you've turned yourself to a web developer. No, there's so many things that goes into that. So learn your skill set well before you start using AI.
Beautiful. Now, in 1 minute, based on everything we have discussed, before we move to the crossfire section, would you describe AI as a threat or a ticket out for Nigerian young people?
It depends on your perspective. So I wouldn't say it can be a threat, it can be a ticket out. So it depends on your perspective. But like I said, the perspective I want audience listening to this podcast to have is that it's a ticket way out. And why would it become a ticket way out? It's because it's a level ground. It means that there's no one who is way ahead. In the past, maybe they might say, okay, the UK people they've started using internet or they've had some kind of technology that they got exposed to before us. But I'll say right now, Nigeria and UK and then maybe many other countries, they are at the same level in the sense that they have same access to ChatGPT, they have access to Claude, they have access to these online courses, IBM, all of that. So it's a level playground. The only people I feel like they're way ahead in this AI game is China, Dubai, and then I think Japan. And why do I say that? They started implementing AI lessons in their schools. Nigeria is not yet doing that. UK is not yet doing that. US is not yet doing that. But China has been doing that. Japan has been doing that. Dubai has been doing that. There might have been some recent people doing that too. But these are based on the last information I have. These are three countries that have been investing in their kids. So with China, kids as young as 3, 5, 6 are already learning how to use AI. They're already understanding AI. So that should be something the Nigerian government should look into. But without the Nigerian government, as a Nigerian youth by yourself, you have data, you have internet, then please go ahead and learn about AI. Invest in it. So make it a ticket out. Like I said, it's a level ground at this point. In the next few years, it wouldn't be a level ground again. So the first set of people that gets hold of this technology, understand it, be able to implement it, and be able to build with it, they'll be at the forerunner. So Right now, the thing we need to do as Nigerian youth is to start learning and understanding and being able to implement it.
Now let's switch things up. We're going to mention a sector, and you have 5 seconds to give us one website or platform where someone interested in that field can start learning. And if you don't have the answer, you can just skip. So we're starting cybersecurity,
Google,
artificial intelligence,
IBM,
data science,
IBM,
cloud computing,
Microsoft,
software development,
IBM,
digital marketing,
TIBA,
communication and media,
TIBA,
agriculture and AI.
none.
Okay, we're skipping that because I
Yes,
also
skip.
don't have the answer. Product management.
TIBA.
Okay, and finally, if you don't know what you're going to study,
How would you know what you're gonna study?
well,
if Okay, if you don't know what you're gonna study, I think there's a tool called even though I haven't personally used it myself, it's called Rafiki AI. So it's made by a guy from Nigeria who also got into that situation where he doesn't know what to study. So I think it's a tool to check out. I haven't used it myself. I've heard a lot about it. So it's called Rafiki AI. So if you check for it, RAFIKI, then AI. So it's an AI tool that you just input yourself, like you're confused, you don't know what you want to do, and it kinds of like based on what you've input into it. So it kinds of build a career path for you and tells you how to go ahead with it. So I'd say Rafiki AI.
now the second one. This one requires you to just give a short answer. Number one, AI will create more jobs than it destroys. Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
A student graduating today without any AI knowledge is already behind. True or false?
True.
Which peak person has a stronger advantage in the future job market? A. Someone with excellent AI skills but poor communication, or B. Someone with strong communication skills who know how to use AI tools.
B.
Number four, one job role you believe AI will transform significantly in the next 5 years.
Agriculture.
One career field you believe will become more valuable because of AI.
Surgery.
Will AI make remote jobs easier for Nigerians or increase competition?
Easier.
If you were a university student today, what AI skill would you start learning immediately?
Model building.
One AI misconception young Nigerians need to stop believing.
AI will take our job.
AI replacing humans, real threat or unnecessary fear?
Real threat.
Complete this sentence. The future belongs to those who.
Who learn AI and implement and know how to build with it.
Okay, that's like a long sentence. 5 years from now, which statement will be more accurate? A. AI took our jobs. B. AI changed the way we work.
B. AI changed the way we work.
What is one thing humans will always do better than AI?
Communication.
Your biggest hope for AI adoption in Nigeria is.
No. Is that an answer?
That was harsh.
Yeah, because the Nigerian government is just far from it. Like they're not even concerned. Like there's not even any department. So I don't know. Like there's no hope. Based on what I know now, it doesn't seem to be hope. So every on your own. OYO.
Oh, I hope. And the 14th question, your biggest concern about AI adoption in Nigeria is.
Security.
Final verdict, AI and the Naija job market, threat or ticket out?
Ticket out.
That's like Pepe. I think we've come full circle. At the beginning of this conversation, we asked a very simple but very important question. Is AI a threat to the Nigeria job market or is it a ticket out? And after everything we have discussed today, I think one thing is clear. AI is not waiting for us to decide whether we are ready for it. It's already changing how work is done, how companies operate, what employers look for, and the kind of opportunities that will exist in the future. The biggest mistake a young person can make is to spend all their energy asking, will AI take my job, without asking, how can I become the person who knows how to work with AI? The advantage may not belong to the person who knows the most AI. It might belong to you who can combine technology with what makes them uniquely human: communication, creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, adaptability, and the ability to understand people. So, is AI a threat? It can be, but it can also be a ticket. And I think that's probably the most important thing we can leave you all with. And Mr. Kadri, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for bringing your experience, your perspective, and most importantly, for helping us take this conversation beyond the usual AI will take our jobs conversation. And we trust to have you on another episode where we talk about the artificial general intelligence and the artificial super intelligent.
Thank you very much for having me, and I hope to see you soon.
And to everyone listening, we hope this conversation has given you something more valuable than fear. We hope it has given you clarity because the future of work is changing drastically. This has been the TNJ Podcast, the Tech and Jobs Podcast, powered by Bridges Initiative and brought to you by Campus Bridge. I am Amina Hassan, the main voice. Thank you for spending the last hour with us. Until the next episode.